At least I'm not out in the street.
I wish I can give more to my family. I wish I could take them out of this. They deserve so much more.
From the other families, how they're out in the street.
And it's a scary, scary feeling. If you're by yourself, you'll be okay. The mom's like, I could sleep in the car, I'll be fine. But I have, 2 children. What am I gonna do?
It's a common question from the new face of the American homeless. Working class families, parents and children who've fallen into hardship together. Michael Ford's family of 6 have been there. He lost his job, house, and cars.
Being laid off, sleeping in a motel, seeing kids on a mattress on the floor, having no food, not knowing where food gonna come from, no transportation to get around. You feel like dying almost because you don't want to look into their eyes knowing and feeling like you're a failure.
The fastest growing segment of the homeless population are children, are families. It's the fastest growing segment. These are our neighbors. And it's very sad and it's very scary to see. And it's happening rapidly.
The current number of homeless kids is staggering, enough to qualify as the nation's 5th biggest city and on pace to become the largest generation to grow up poor since the Great Depression. Even here, where dreams come true, the Sunshine State gives way to gloom. Beth Davalos leads Families in Transition, an agency of the Seminole County School District.
1 in 50 children in Seminole County are homeless. Our numbers have increased by 3 times in the past 3 years. And what you're seeing here, this is just one window to what's happening throughout this nation. Right now, there are 1.6 million homeless children in our country. And overall, that is 1 in every 45 children. This is not just a local issue, this is a national issue. Every day we're getting families who just don't have any place to go. They're running out of resources, they're living in motels, they're living in their cars, they're living on people's couches. Currently, we're up 10% from a year ago, and I'm concerned that the number is just going to continue to rise every year.
When we were getting evicted, and we were rushing to get all of our stuff out of there, and my dad, he was heartbroken. He was right by the fence crying. He looked like he wanted to give up, but I kept going up to him saying, "Pa, you can't give up."
That was after Samuel Hernandez lost his job. His unemployment pay and savings ran out. Samuel, his wife, and 4 sons now make this small motel room a temporary home, the last stop before living on the street.
It was hard to know that I couldn't provide to my children and to my wife. Everything just falls on you. You find yourself that you can't, like, wow, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go?
There's been times that I just want to just lay down and don't get up. But just to see my kids and my husband, I said, no, I gotta get up.
Every day that I go to work, we are answering the phone all day long, triaging. Families are calling up in a crisis.
Like Jennifer, a single mom. Her high school son and daughter live with her in a budget motel. It's become their home after learning she lost her full-time job. What is your worst fear for you or the children?
Losing them because of the law. The fear is that the government could take them away because I don't have a stable home. So,
as tears dry in the face of uncertainty, the call for help continues.
It's the community that's going to be able to stop this. Because everything else we're doing, it's not working. But when we work together, that's how we change these numbers. That's how we change these children's lives.
I don't want to see nobody out in the streets.
As the face of the American homeless dramatically changes, so is Seminole County, Florida, where communities rally to help displaced families find their way home. Dr. Joel Hunter leads other pastors who partner with local agencies. They provide food, shelter, and clothing. With it, they see the despondent rise above hardship with hope.
You never understand the faithfulness of God until you've got nothing else that you can depend upon. And that's exactly what a lot of these families are going through right now. All they have is God.
God will really help us, and He's helping us right now. And He's helping my dad. He's helping my dad with everything.
Months after his layoff, Elijah's dad found a job. With the help of the Seminole County School District and Families in Transition, his family will soon move out of a motel and back into a house.
We have to understand that a building doesn't make a home. A home is the family.
And for many of the Seminole County homeless, the community has become their family. Schools, churches, businesses, and nonprofits assist more than 1,500 homeless kids.
This situation with the hungry and homeless kids has created such a need. And I believe that the churches have many of the resources that are necessary to make a difference. We realize that the school is one of the only stable factors in these children's lives. This trust is established, the needs are identified, it's a natural place to distribute care from.
And that's what they do. Churches adopt schools and provide supplies for food pantries at 47 different county schools. Hungry students are fed breakfast and lunch during the school week. Then, on Friday afternoons, non-perishable food items go in backpacks taken home over the weekend.
When they get home, all their sisters and brothers are just waiting there to figure out what they got.
In order to all together have the same focus, and that is to help the families of homeless school children. From there, we go to a more comprehensive challenge, and that is how to get these families from homelessness to independence.
Like the Fords, who are finally back on their feet with a new job and apartment. A local businessman heard about their unemployment, so he offered support and opportunity to end the family's uncertainty.
Because it felt like we were holding our breath all this time. So we finally reached that moment where we could exhale. God has opened the door. I can relive that moment forever. Such a proud moment.
Michael, what are you most grateful for?
I'm most grateful for a good God, a God that's always on time.
In Seminole County, they'll tell you homeless families are good people who've fallen on hard times. Many have no choice but to move forward with childlike resilience. Seeing children and parents struggle compel these communities to look at the need differently and to feel it deeply.
It is no work at all on a pastor's part nowadays to say, let's have a heart for the homeless, because that's who we are. This is our family. And it's gone from a social issue to a family issue.
CBN has contributed to Families in Transition's effort of bringing relief to families.
The donations that we receive, 100% of them go directly to the basic needs of our children and families. It helps with food, emergency housing, clothing, school supplies.
It enables us to put them into motels, to give them transitional housing, to put food on their table. So absolutely, thank you, CBN, for what you've done for the Seminole County Public Schools.